Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the tension, like a storm had passed through before you arrived? Or maybe you've met someone who radiated such calm, such peace, that you felt your own shoulders drop without a word spoken. That's not just mood, that's frequency. What if I told you that every single emotion you feel is not just in your head? It's vibrating through your body, altering your cells, influencing your immune system, and shaping your physical reality. Sound far-fetched? Let's dig deeper. Scientists have already proven that everything in the universe vibrates. From atoms to entire galaxies, from your heartbeat to your thoughts, it's all energy, all vibrating at specific frequencies. But here's where it gets wild. Emotions carry their own frequencies too. Anger, guilt, shame, they vibrate at the lower end of the scale. Gratitude, love, peace, they vibrate much higher. And your body is listening. Day in, day out, it's absorbing the frequency of your dominant emotions like a sponge. The consequence? Your health, energy, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by what you're feeling or suppressing right now. What if your chronic fatigue isn't just from your job? What if your anxiety isn't just about your to-do list? What if some of your pain isn't even physical, but energetic? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden truth about emotional frequencies, what they are, how they're affecting your body, and which ones might be silently sabotaging your health. We'll explore breakthrough science, ancient spiritual insights, and simple steps to shift your emotional state to a healing vibration. Stay with me to the end, because you'll walk away with more than understanding. You'll get tools to protect your energy and heal your life. Ready to tune in to your truth? Let's begin. It might sound like something out of a spiritual retreat brochure, but emotional frequency is rooted in hard science. Everything that exists, including your body and your thoughts, vibrates at a certain frequency. This concept comes from quantum physics, where it's well established that all matter is energy vibrating at different rates. But in the 1990s, Dr. David R. Hawkins, a physician and spiritual teacher, took this idea further. He developed a map of consciousness that ranked human emotions by frequency using a logarithmic scale from 0 to 1,000. At the very bottom, shame, vibrating around 20 hertz, so low it's considered life-destructive. Near the top, love, joy, and peace, soaring at 500 hertz and above. These are not just nice-to-feel emotions, they're biologically restorative. What does that mean for you? If you're trapped in cycles of fear, resentment, or guilt, you're not just feeling bad emotionally. You're literally operating at a lower energetic frequency. Your cells are responding to that. You're more prone to inflammation, immune suppression, and even genetic expression of disease. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. Think of your emotions as radio stations. The lower ones broadcast static, while the higher ones play symphonies. You can't hear both at once. You have to tune into one. Here's the good news. Frequency is fluid. Just because you're resonating at fear today doesn't mean you're stuck there. Your emotional state and your physical health can shift, but you must first recognize what station you're tuned into. Pause for a second. What's been your dominant emotion this past week? And what's that emotion doing to your body, your heart, your mind? That's where the power lies. If this idea speaks to your journey, give this video a like so it reaches others who need it. Ready to see what low frequencies are doing behind the scenes? Let's move into the shadows. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with bricks, but each brick is invisible. That's what living with low-frequency emotions is like. You might not see the weight, but you feel it in your bones, in your chest, in your health. Let's start with shame. According to Dr. Hawkins's scale, it's the lowest frequency emotion. When you dwell in shame, you're telling your body, "I'm unworthy." This message doesn't just echo in your thoughts, it seeps into your biology. Shame is energetically Contracting. It suppresses your immune system, weakens your will to act, and even shuts down parts of your brain responsible for creative thought and healing. Now pair that with guilt, just a notch higher. Guilt often masquerades as morality, but energetically it drags you down. Chronic guilt can lead to self-sabotage, adrenal fatigue, and persistent anxiety. Your body interprets guilt as a signal of danger, and it keeps you in fight-or-flight mode, long after the crime has passed. Then there's fear, a frequency many people live in without even realizing it. Fear isn't just panic attacks or phobias, it's also subtle. Worrying about the future, doubting yourself, hesitating to speak up. Fear tells your body to brace for impact, constantly. Over time, this erodes your digestive health, sleep cycles, and hormonal balance. And let's not forget anger. Anger can feel powerful in the moment, but it vibrates low. It activates your stress hormones, raises your blood pressure, and keeps your nervous system on high alert. While expressing anger can be healthier than repressing it, living in it. That's a slow burn, literally. What's most insidious is how normalized these emotions have become. We scroll through outrage, we bathe in comparison, we marinate in regret. No wonder fatigue and chronic illness are everywhere. Your body wasn't designed to live in this frequency zone. It's like keeping your engine revving all day without ever driving forward. The consequence? Dis-ease, disconnection, dysfunction. But here's a tiny spark of hope. Awareness is alchemy. The moment you notice you're living in these frequencies, you begin to shift them. Even asking the question, "What am I really feeling right now?" begins to release the grip. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments below. Now that we've seen what drains your energy, are you ready to see what heals it? Let's raise the frequency. If low-frequency emotions act like poison, high-frequency ones are pure medicine. Let's start with gratitude, one of the most powerful healing frequencies available to us. It might sound simple, even cliché. But the science behind gratitude is staggering. Studies from institutions like Harvard and the HeartMath Institute show that gratitude can regulate your heartbeat, boost your immune system, and release feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. When you're truly feeling grateful, your heart rhythm becomes more coherent. That coherence sends healing signals to your brain, which in turn balances your hormones and reduces inflammation. Gratitude literally synchronizes your body's internal systems. Now add love to the mix. Not romantic love, but unconditional, open-hearted presence. Love is one of the highest measurable emotional frequencies, around 500 Hz. It's expansive, energizing, and deeply nourishing. When you feel love for yourself, others, nature, even life itself, your body relaxes. It begins to repair. The nervous system downshifts, and your cells move from defense to growth mode. Then there's joy, not the fleeting excitement of pleasure, but the deep joy that bubbles up when you're aligned with your purpose, when you're present. Joy recalibrates your entire system. It increases resilience, accelerates healing, and even helps regenerate brain cells, according to emerging research in neuroplasticity. Peace sits even higher. Peace is the still, powerful awareness that everything is okay, even when life is not perfect. It's not passive, it's potent. Peace activates parasympathetic healing, the rest and digest mode, where your body performs its deepest recovery. In spiritual traditions, from Buddhism to mystic Christianity, these high-frequency states aren't just emotions, they are states of being. They are portals to transcendence, but they aren't reserved for saints or gurus. You can access them, right here, right now. Take a deep breath. Place a hand on your heart. Feel gratitude for something. Anything. A person, a moment, even the chance to breathe. Notice what happens. These frequencies aren't just felt, they're transmitted. When you live in gratitude, love, joy, energy doesn't lie. So ask yourself, what frequency do you want to be a transmitter of? We've explored both sides of the spectrum, but what causes these emotional frequencies to take root in the first place? It's time we explore the origin of emotional energy. So where do these frequencies come from? Is it just thoughts? Is it childhood? Is it fate? The truth is, emotions don't come from nowhere. They are born at the intersection of your past experiences, your belief systems, and your energetic sensitivity. Let's unpack that. First, your past wounds create emotional imprints. If you were shamed as a child, for example, you might carry that frequency into adulthood, subconsciously recreating situations that confirm your unworthiness. These are not just psychological patterns. They're energetic loops. Your nervous system records emotional trauma like grooves in a vinyl record. The more you replay the same emotion, consciously or unconsciously, the deeper the groove gets, and the easier it is to slip into that frequency again. But beliefs also play a massive role. If you believe that life is hard, that people can't be trusted, or that you're not enough, your emotions will match that belief. That frequency becomes your baseline. This is why inner work is more than mindset. It's frequency work. Even your environment influences this. Surround yourself with people who live in fear, and your own vibration starts to sink. Conversely, being around high-frequency individuals can lift you, sometimes without a single word exchanged. Your body and mind are always tuning forks. Here's something even deeper. Buddhist philosophy teaches that our emotions are shaped, not just by this lifetime, but by karmic imprints, energies carried from previous lives or ancestral lines. You don't have to believe in reincarnation to understand this. You've likely inherited emotional patterns from your family. Depression, anger, shame. These can all be passed down, not just through stories, but through energy. But here's the breakthrough. Just because something was passed to you, doesn't mean you have to keep carrying it. You can break the frequency chain. You can choose a different vibration, not by forcing yourself to feel something else, but by becoming radically present to what is. Because presence itself is a high-frequency state. Notice the emotion, name it, feel it fully. And in doing so, you begin to transmute it. What you feel is not who you are. You are the one who observes, the one who chooses, the one who can shift. If this idea speaks to your soul, give this video a like. It might help someone else unburden their emotional inheritance. Now let's dive into something even more fascinating. How your emotions affect your physical health on a cellular level. You've likely heard that stress is bad for your health. But what if it's not just stress in the conventional sense, like deadlines or conflict, but emotional frequency that's either nourishing or harming your biology? Let's zoom into the cellular level. Every cell in your body has receptors on its surface. These receptors respond to the chemicals your brain releases in response to emotions. Neurotransmitters and hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, dopamine, and oxytocin. When you feel fear, your body floods with stress chemicals. That's not just a mood shift. It's a biochemical storm. Over time, your cells adapt by becoming more sensitive to stress and less responsive to healing signals. In other words, you get stuck in a frequency loop. Physically. Dr. Candace Pert, a pioneer in neuropharmacology, famously said, "Your body is your subconscious mind." She discovered that emotions are literally stored in the body as chemical residues. This means chronic low-frequency emotions can become chronic low-frequency biology. Now consider the opposite. When you experience love, joy, or deep peace, your brain releases oxytocin, serotonin, and other healing chemicals. These promote cellular regeneration, boost immunity, and even extend lifespan. It's like feeding your cells a high-frequency nutrient. Studies on heart rate variability, HRV, a measure of your nervous system's resilience, show that emotions, like gratitude and compassion, immediately improve coherence between your heart, brain, and lungs. This coherence is a sign of optimal health. One emotion, one thought, can literally change your internal chemistry in seconds. Now imagine what your dominant emotional frequency over months or years is doing. Your body is a journal, and emotions are writing the story in every tissue. Autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue, migraines, and even cancer have been linked to unresolved emotional trauma. While emotions aren't the only cause of illness, they're often the hidden accelerant. The takeaway? If you want to change your health, you have to change your frequency, but not by faking positivity or suppressing pain. Real healing begins when you allow yourself to feel everything and choose not to stay stuck in what drags you down. Ask yourself, what emotional signals am I sending my body today? That awareness alone can start to rewrite the script. Now, let's look at how you can begin shifting your emotional frequency, not just temporarily, but as a lifestyle. Changing your emotional frequency might sound like a monumental task, but it's not about flipping a switch. It's about changing your tuning, slowly, intentionally. Just like a radio doesn't jump from static to clarity all at once, your emotional energy shifts with gentle calibration. So how do you begin? Start with awareness. The moment you name what you're feeling, you gain power over it. Neuroscience shows that labeling an emotion, even silently, helps reduce its intensity. This is fear. This is sadness. This is grief. Naming is the first step to taming. Next, use your breath. Breath is the most direct tool you have to shift frequency. Deep, conscious breathing moves you out of the sympathetic fight or flight state and into the parasympathetic rest and restore mode. Try this. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6, repeat for 2 minutes. Notice the shift. Then there's movement. Emotions are energy in motion. When you feel stuck, stagnant, or low, move, walk, stretch, dance, shake. Motion shifts emotion. But perhaps the most powerful frequency changer is gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a practice. Keep a daily list. Speak it aloud. Even in pain, find one thing you can appreciate. The breath in your lungs, the light in the room, the fact that you're still here. Gratitude trains your nervous system to seek light in darkness. And then, presence. Low frequencies often stem from living in the past, regret, or the future, anxiety. High frequencies thrive in the now. The present moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this stillness, is always vibrating at peace. When you return to the now, you plug into that natural frequency. Want something even simpler? Put your hand on your heart. Breathe. Say, I am safe. Say, I am loved. Say, this moment is enough. Because it is. These small shifts may feel subtle, but over time, they change your baseline. They recalibrate your emotional home frequency. And when you raise your frequency, you begin to attract different experiences, people, and outcomes. Because life responds to your vibration, not your words. If this message stirs something in you, drop a comment below and share what frequency you're choosing today. Let's explore how your energy affects others, not just your own health. You're not a closed system. Your emotional frequency doesn't end at your skin. It radiates. Just like a pebble in water sends ripples in every direction, your energy, the vibration you carry, affects every room you walk into, every interaction you have, even if you say nothing at all. Have you ever felt someone's anger before they spoke a word? Or walked into a space and instantly felt lighter, calmer, more grounded? That's energy in motion. That's frequency being transmitted and received. Quantum physics tells us that everything is interconnected, that particles can influence each other even at great distances. Spiritually, this mirrors the idea that we are all part of the same web of consciousness. What you feel affects the collective. So when you choose to live in a higher frequency, not in perfection, but in intention, you don't just heal yourself. You create a field of resonance that supports others in healing too. Your love makes others feel safe, seen and accepted. You don't need a platform, a following, or a loud voice. Your frequency is your contribution. This is how change happens. Not from the top down, but from the inside out. Imagine what would shift if enough people raised their frequency just a little, from fear to courage, from anger to compassion, from despair to hope. What kind of world would we live in? Energy is contagious. So is emotion. If you want to change the world, start with your own vibration. Be the frequency you want to feel more of. Are you living as a tuning fork for peace, for love, for clarity, or are you unconsciously amplifying the chaos? It's a tough but necessary question. And the beautiful thing is, you always get to recalibrate. If you've been resonating low, you don't have to stay there. With awareness, breath, intention, and compassion, you can shift. If this idea resonates with you, give this video a like. Let's ripple this message further. Now let's bring these insights into action with some simple, practical ways to start living in high frequency today. Now that you understand the power of emotional frequency, the question becomes, how do you maintain a high vibration, especially in a world full of stress, conflict, and noise? The answer isn't to escape life. It's to anchor yourself in daily practices that keep your frequency aligned. Let's begin with morning rituals. How you start your day sets your tone. Begin with a practice that grounds you. A few minutes of deep breathing, a gratitude list, or even just sitting in silence with your coffee. Ask yourself, what frequency do I want to carry into today? This one question can shift your mindset and energy before the world gets loud. Next, protect your inputs. What you watch, read, and listen to directly influences your emotional state. Pay attention to the energy of your media. Does it lift you up or weigh you down? Does it inspire or agitate? High-frequency living is about intentional consumption of content, food, energy, and even conversations. Another powerful tool is emotional hygiene. Just like you shower to clean your body, you must cleanse your energy. Journal your emotions, talk to someone you trust, or move your body to release stagnant feelings. Don't let low-frequency emotions accumulate. They compound over time. Then there's presence practices. Throughout your day, pause, breathe, check in. Where is your attention? What are you feeling? Are you reacting or responding? Even 10-second resets done frequently can keep you aligned with high vibration. And don't underestimate the power of kindness. Every act of compassion, even a smile, a compliment, a patient breath, ripples outward and lifts your frequency. Giving is not just altruistic, it's alchemical. Want to go deeper? Develop a nightly closing ritual. Reflect on the day. Forgive what needs forgiving. Thank what needs thanking. Release what you don't want to carry into your dreams. Sleep in peace and you'll rise in power. None of these practices are dramatic. They're subtle, almost invisible. But done consistently, they recalibrate your life. Because frequency isn't just about emotion, it's about alignment. Are you aligned with who you really are? With what you value? With what your soul came here to express? When you are, life flows. And when you're not, life feels like resistance. Tune into your truth. Live there. Every day. Now, let's tie this all together with some clear, practical takeaways you can start using today. Understanding emotional frequency is powerful, but transformation only happens when knowledge becomes practice. Here are 7 simple tools you can start using today to raise your emotional vibration and protect your health. Start your day with a frequency check-in. Before reaching for your phone, take 60 seconds to sit in silence. Place your hand on your heart and ask, what energy am I carrying right now? Then set an intention. Today I choose to radiate peace, or love, or clarity. This micro moment shapes your emotional baseline for the day. Practice the 3-minute gratitude reset. Feeling stressed or low? Pause and list 3 specific things you're grateful for, no matter how small. Close your eyes, visualize each one, and say thank you, aloud or silently. Let the feeling flood your body. This simple practice recalibrates your emotional tone in minutes. Create a frequency playlist. Music is pure vibration. Curate a personal playlist that lifts your spirit. Use it intentionally while driving, walking, or during emotional dips. Let sound be your tuning fork. Clear low frequencies with movement. Don't let stuck emotions stagnate. Shake, stretch, walk, dance, even for 5 minutes. Movement releases emotional energy and signals your body it's safe to reset. Set an energy boundary affirmation. Before entering challenging spaces, like work, social media, or difficult conversations, whisper this to yourself. I carry my peace with me. I am not absorbing anyone else's storm. This simple boundary keeps your vibration sovereign. Shift the story with language. Watch yourself talk. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, say, I'm noticing a lot of energy right now. Language shapes frequency. Speak in ways that expand your power, not shrink it. 7. Create a nightly frequency cleanse each evening. Ask yourself, what emotion am I carrying to bed? If it's heavy, take 5 minutes to journal, pray, or breathe it out. Say, I release what no longer serves. I forgive myself and others. I rest in peace. This clears your emotional field and supports restorative sleep. These tools are deceptively simple, but don't underestimate their power. Frequency work isn't about doing more. It's about doing differently. It's about bringing sacred intention into ordinary moments. Try 1 or 2 this week. Notice how your body feels. Notice how others respond to you. Notice how your health begins to shift. You are not powerless. You are electric, and you are always one moment away from tuning back into your truth. Tune in to heal. Every emotion you feel is more than a fleeting mood. It's a vibration, a frequency that resonates through your body, your mind, your relationships, and your future. Low-frequency emotions like shame, fear, and anger are not bad. They're signals, messengers, invitations to go deeper. But when they become your emotional home, they silently erode your health, cloud your thinking, and dim your light. The good news? You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are frequency in motion, and you can shift. By becoming aware, by practicing presence, and by choosing daily alignment, you can raise your vibration, not through forced positivity, but through embodied truth, by honoring your feelings, by tuning your thoughts, by protecting your energy, and by living from the heart. This isn't just self-help, it's soul work, it's healing, not just for you, but for everyone you touch, because your frequency radiates, it ripples, it uplifts. So I leave you with this question. What emotional frequency will you choose to live in? Starting right now, let it guide your next breath. Let it shape your next choice. Let it become your new normal. If this message spoke to your heart, like this video and subscribe for more soul-level reflections. And if you're ready for the next step in your healing, watch our video on the hidden energy behind chronic illness. What your body's been trying to tell you. Keep rising. Keep resonating. And remember, you are the frequency you bring to the world.